Welcome to Soul-Led Creative Women, a podcast for women passionate about personal growth, seeking bold, brave tools to navigate life's ups and downs. So this week's episode is all about women's empowerment and transformation. And I want to talk to you about what that really means, why this movement is so important. And I want to talk to you about what's at the core of empowerment, because I believe that the concept of spiritual and creative integrity is really at the heart of true empowerment. In a world that often tells women who to be, how to behave, and what to strive for, there is nothing more radical or more necessary than a woman remembering who she truly is, not in reaction to the world around her, but in deep alignment with the wisdom within. At the heart of true empowerment and lasting transformation lies something far more profound than external success. I believe at the core of empowerment lives spiritual and creative integrity. And this is the ability to live, connect, express, and evolve from your soul's truth. So what is women's empowerment? Empowerment isn't simply about power in the traditional sense. It's not just about equality or achievement, although these things, are important. Women's empowerment is about reclaiming agency over our own lives, over our choices and our voices. It's about stepping out of societal conditioning and into a deeply embodied sense of self-worth and personal truth. True empowerment happens when a woman no longer seeks permission to exist fully and authentically. It's the journey of reconnecting with her intuition, her creative essence, and her soul's deep inner knowing. It's not a destination, it's a way of being. And so why is transformation necessary? Why have we got to this point where empowerment and transformation has become such a big thing? And it really is because many women find themselves burnt out, disconnected, or living lives that look successful on the outside, but that feel really hollow on the inside. And I know this is true because of my own journey, from a business career that I fell into in my 20s because it looked good on paper and it seemed like the sensible thing to do, through climbing the career ladder in my 30s because that's what everyone else was doing. And then to feeling really lost with sort of two identities in my 40s. I had my work persona and my home persona. And those two things felt really disconnected from each other. And I believe that transformation is really necessary as we move through life, because hiding parts of ourselves, staying small and silent or disconnected from ourselves, it really comes at a cost. It separates us from our life force, from our purpose, and from our joy. Transformation isn't about becoming someone else or something else. It's about returning to who you really are. Before the world told you who you should be, it's all about healing from the wounds, releasing all of the inherited patterns, and learning to create a life that feels meaningful and aligned. In this process, spirituality and creativity, they're not luxuries or the cream that you put on top. They are essentials. They are the foundation, and they are the bridge back to your wholeness. So I just want to break down a little bit, what do I really mean by spiritual and creative integrity? So first of all, spiritual integrity is really the practice of living in alignment with your soul's truth. It's listening to your inner guidance over the external noise, and it's about honoring what feels sacred and real to you, even if it's messy or unconventional, and especially if it doesn't make sense and forces you out of your comfort zone. This is about connecting to our personal truth that lies deep within us. Creative integrity, on the other hand, is all about authentic expression. It's about giving a voice, a form, or a shape to what lives inside you, and expressing it without censoring it or polishing it to fit into what the world around us thinks it should look like or be like. Creativity is how the soul speaks. And when we create from a place of integrity, we connect more deeply with ourselves and with others because it's more authentic and it's more true to our soul. So together, spiritual and creative integrity become the foundation for a meaningful transformation. When women are supported to connect and express their inner truth and explore their soul's calling, they become not only empowered, but also deeply fulfilled. So how do we begin this journey of empowerment and transformation? So I'd like to give you 5 key elements in terms of, what needs to happen in order for us to go on an empowerment and transformation journey. So the first thing is that we must create space to listen within. Empowerment begins with presence. We have to carve time out for stillness, for reflection, and for inner listening. We can do this through journaling, meditation, intuitive movement, time in nature. All of these things can open the doorway to your inner world. And what's important here is to set an intention, for this space to listen within and to create that conversation with our soul. So the second thing is to explore creative expression. You don't have to, set yourself up to become a professional artist to be creative. Whatever it is that you choose to be creative with, whether it's painting or poetry or dance or voice or collage, whatever it is, it's allowing yourself to express yourself without judgment. That's important. The act of creating and honoring our creativity, it really helps you to reconnect with your intuition, your inner child, and it will help you to find the untold stories within you and to find your personal truth. The creative vehicle you choose is just the vehicle for you to express what lies within. So the third thing is to be open to healing and releasing old patterns. Transformation often requires us to look at what's been keeping us small or stuck, whether it's self-doubt or perfectionism, people-pleasing, inherited beliefs, whatever it is that's keeping us in those same old patterns. With compassion, we can begin to notice these patterns, bring awareness to them, and ask what your soul is ready to let go of, to create space for new ways of being. So the fourth thing on my list is to seek soul-led support. You don't have to do this alone. Find mentors, guides, communities, or spiritual and creative spaces where your truth is welcome. Start with something that feels really inspiring and stay curious. This journey will evolve over time, and the way that you need to be supported will evolve over time as well. Empowerment grows in safe, nurturing environments, where you are seen and held in your wholeness. I'm currently growing the free soul-led creative community, which holds this very intention. So if you'd like to explore that, please join us for free at samhorton.co/community. Last but not least, we must act in alignment with our truth. Empowerment is not just an inner state, it is a lived practice. Each time you make a choice from your soul instead of fear, each time you connect to your truth and you express it instead of suppressing it, you embody your power. And over time, that becomes your new way of being. Women's empowerment is not about becoming more, doing more, or proving anything. It's not about fixing yourself or changing yourself. It's about coming home to yourself. And when that journey is rooted in spiritual and creative integrity, transformation becomes not just possible, but inevitable. This is how we rise. This is how we remember. This is how we lead from within. So to wrap up this episode, I'm going to leave you with these 2 powerful questions to ponder. The first one is, what parts of your soul are longing to be seen, heard, and honored in this season of your life? And the second one is, What are you no longer willing to abandon within yourself? I'd love to hear what comes up for you. Please feel free to reach out to me. Take care. Hey, Sam here. Thanks so much for listening to the end. If you'd like to keep the conversation going, I would absolutely love to hear from you. Join my free soul-led creative community and gain access to free guides and resources, plus exclusive events and workshops, all from within the members area. This is your chance to connect with me and other like-minded souls. Please head to samhorton.co/community. Take care.